Hi, this is Chico, and welcome back to Dreamcatcher Reflections. This is Chapter 10, and as far as I'm aware, the end of Volume 2 of the story. It's going to be interesting to see where the story takes us and where it leaves us off. Okay, here we go. Do you want a recap? Nah, I'm trusting that everybody here has watched Chapter 9 first. Here we go. The first thing Riza notices as they approach Rosenthal is the smell. It isn't bad necessarily, but immediately brings to mind some sort of industrial shop with smoky exhaust. As it turns out, it's more or less correct. Rosenthal is the technological capital of sorts, with many of its residents showing off their tinkerings in shop windows and on street corners. A sign at the gate reads, "Welcome to the Iron City, Rosenthal." Riza nearly manages to buy a small metal Pegasus with a crank that makes its wings flap, but Luna pulls her away before she can hand over the money, saying that they need it for more important things, like food. Riza argues that the toy is very important, but Luna doesn't budge. And by the way, why are those three still here? Riza glances back at Pharaoh, Adrian and Triv, who are following a little ways behind the group. I don't actually know. She spins around to face them, smiling awkwardly. Guys, where are you headed exactly? Oh, well, I mean, we were already going this way, so we decided to come see Rosenthal. And you decided the best way to do that was to follow us? Well, yeah. Right, okay. After trekking through the busy town and making their way across one of the many bridges stretching over the River Rose, they find it. It's a train station. Metal behemoths spewing steam into the air sit at their tracks, waiting for passengers to fill them. Mysteriously, Pharaoh and company disappear without so much as a goodbye. As Zan attempts to negotiate a deal on tickets back to Red Cross, Riza looks around the station for some kind of snack vendor. She finally locates one and is just about to take a bite out of her pastry when she feels something porate at her foot. Upon looking down, her confused expression quickly becomes one of adoration. "What is this, ah?" She crouches down to be at eye level with the creature that had been trying to get her attention. It lets out a small whimper. What are you? The creature's sort of strange, with slick black skin, glowing green claws, and a fin running down its back. It looks like a cross between a salamander, a fish, and a dog. She offers it a small piece of pastry. You want some? It sniffs the snack and takes it gingerly, chewing and swallowing it quickly before licking her hand. She scratches its head as it steps closer, making a contented purring noise. Suddenly, it looks up at her and jumps. Riza feels the string of the Dreamstone necklace snap as the creature falls back to the ground and takes off running in the opposite direction. You got robbed. Riza looks after it in stunned silence for a second and gives chase. Hey, give it back! I need that! Riza follows the small black creature around the train station, earning angry yells from the passerby as they almost plough over. Luna yells at her as they blow past. Riza, the hell are you doing? It has the necklace. Luna swears and takes off after them as well, nearly knocking Zan over as he returns with the tickets. What's going on? Damien glances up from his book. Sounds like Riza lost her necklace to that baby poison Ignis that just ran by. Isn't that thing, like, important? Oh, yeah. Should we help? Nah, Luna will get it, I'm sure. Zan considers that, shrugs, and sits down to wait with everybody else. Riza and Luna stampede through the station, trying to keep sight of the little Ignis, ignoring the yelps of the innocent patrons who happen to be in their path. As they chase it around the corner, they skid to a stop as it leaps into the arms of a teenage girl. Oh, there you are. Who this? I wondered where you got into. What have you got there? She pulls the Dreamstone necklace out of the Ignis' mouth, examining it. Excuse me? Could I please have that back? The girl looks at the necklace, and then back to Riza, and back at the necklace, her eyes growing wide. Oh, it's you. I can't believe I actually found you. Well, I guess Chico found you. That's close enough. Huh? Miss Maya? Riza turns to see a white-haired boy running toward them. I looked everywhere. Oh, you found him. He pants as he approaches them, gesturing toward the small Ignis in the girl's arms. Chris, look. The boy stares at Rizza, squinting a bit before realization seems to dawn on him. Ah. You must be Miss Rizza. My grandfather told me all about you. He moves forward, shaking the still confused Rizza's hand with some enthusiasm. Your grandfather? Who the heck are you guys? Oh, sorry, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Christoph. I believe you're acquainted with my grandfather, Mr. Ooji? You're kidding me. That old bat has a grandkid. I didn't even think he had kids. Chris rubs the back of his head uncomfortably. Yeah, well, that's a story for another time. Rizza looks to the girl. So, who does that make you? She steps forward holding up her arm. A jeweled bracelet hangs from her wrist, catching the sunlight from the station windows. My name is Maya Moreno. And I am the Panther Dreamer. She's another dreamer. It takes Rizza several seconds to get a hold of her gaping mouth. How? What? How did you find me? How long have you been here? Where are you from? Oh my god, I've got so many questions. Well, for starters, Old Man Uoji sent this one to intercept me here. She jerks a thumb at Chris. He told Chris you'd be coming through here, and to wait until you'd showed up. How did you know we'd be here? Maya shrugs. Beats me. I might be able to answer that. My grandfather is quite proficient in certain types of magic. One in particular allows one to see and hear someone, even from miles away. Chris holds out a hand, seeming to concentrate hard, and manages to make a small ball of white fire appear. In the flames, an overhead view of where the four of them are standing can be seen. Quite suddenly, the fire sputters and dies, however. Oh, I was never much good at magic myself. Luna, who had been looking increasingly confused, suddenly gasps. Your spirit mages? That wretched old coot. That's how he always knows where to find us. I didn't even think there were any of you left. Very few. It's a difficult element to master. If he can see us, then why can't he tell us where all the other dreamers are? Probably because they're too far away. There's a limit to the range of the spell, though how far it is depends on the power of the individual mage. Well, a lot of good that does. Anyway, I'm from Venezuela, I'm 19, I'm a Leo. I like long walks on the beach, yada yada, and one day I got sucked into a portal and ended up here, and the rest is history. What kind of jewel is your dreamstone then? Lapis lazuli. I feel like it's more of a cool rock than a gemstone, to be honest. Anyway, what are you doing at the train station? Off to somewhere? Right across, and then back to our home, I guess? And then to Guyvanel. Guyvanel? Why the elves? We think one of them has a book about the dreamers that we can use? Maya rubs her chin thoughtfully. Really now? Well, I'm sold. On what? I'm going with you. Oh, wait, why? Because I'm sure there's a reason Old Man Uoji wanted us to meet up. Whatever we're supposed to be doing, we're probably supposed to do it together. Yeah, it's kind of the impression I was under. So I take it you don't know what we're doing here either. Not exactly, but I've got some theories. I'll tell you all about them on the train. Rizza and Luna exchange glances, shrug, and the four of them begin walking back toward the platform. I've got another question though. Okay, shoot. The Dreamstones are supposed to be universal translators, so what language are you speaking right now? English? Don't they speak Spanish in Venezuela? Sí, soy bilingüe. El inglés es mi segundo idioma. I cannot speak, but I give it a go. I'm guessing she says I'm bilingual and English is my second language. I'm pretty sure that's what that says. Oh. Mis padrastro? Oh, what's the word? When your mum marries another guy. Stepfather? Yeah, that's it. He's American. Started teaching me English when I was pretty young. Oh, that's cool, I guess. Okay, Zan looks up as they approach the train platform, glancing between Maya and Chris. Yeah, so it always seems to be whenever we do something, we just pick up more and more people. Okay, who do you have here? Damien's book falls out of his hand, an expression of abject horror at the introduction of yet more new people spreading across his face. Yeah, exactly that. Well, I found another one though. A bit later, the train bumps down the tracks with the newly expanded group crammed into a compartment. So, I was wondering, why do you have a baby poison, Igneous? Oh, Chico? Maya points at the small black creature, who's now snoozing on the floor of the train car. He's my guardian. The little dog lizard is your guardian. See, he's small now, but he'll get bigger, like a lot bigger. Mucho más grande. Poison Igneous never stopped growing. I do think I read that somewhere once, so where did he come from? Terrasuena is like the San Vallean equivalent of South America. There's a big mountain there that these guys live on. I met one of their elders when I first came here. I couldn't even see all of him. He was so big. Ugly thing too. Eyes in all the wrong places. Okay, how did you wind up there? It's just where I landed when I came through the portal. The elder Igneous was there waiting for me. It told me to go down the mountain and meet with old man Uoji in the city and return in a few weeks when he was ready. So I did all that. Uoji told me I was a dreamer, blah blah, and I'd go back to the mountain about a month later to see the elder again. And this time, he sends me this little guy. She points at Chico again. I think maybe he was supposed to greet me when I got there, but he just wasn't enough, or wasn't even born yet. So, what exactly does he do right now? Does he talk? No, at least not yet. Though, I think only some poison Ignea are even capable of human speech. Right now, we've got this sort of telepathic thing going on. Telepathic. Riza exchanges glances with an equally perturbed Luna. Can we do that? I don't think I want to find out. Stay out of my mind, pup. Anyway, the city at the bottom of the mountain I was on is pretty ancient. There's a lot of old legends floating around there that I haven't really heard anywhere else. Tell me about it. We've been looking everywhere for more info on the Dreamers, anything to tell me what I'm doing here, where we keep turning up all but empty-handed. All we've got are some mentions of Dragon Wars, and the Dreamers being the first Hakria. Yeah, I've heard that too. There was something weird in the city though, a folktale that was passed around about the dragons. It kind of reminded me of how different legends about the same thing crop up in different places, but the people there seemed to think that the dragons were good, I guess. Or necessary at least. Something about balance. I didn't totally understand it. Oh, right, I was under the impression that they weren't especially friendly. They're definitely not. What was that? Nothing. Anyway, the Dreamer legend was also pretty well known there, but it was a slightly different version. The Dreamers weren't bad exactly, but kind of a necessary evil. Apparently the dragons were basically gods, so sealing them away wasn't the best option. It was just the only one, because they'd have destroyed Samverley otherwise. Wait, are you saying there's a chance that we're the bad guys? Maya shrugs. To whoever our enemies are, I'm sure we are. So we're just trying to work out what we can do. Mr. Totem sits on the floor of the library, contentedly flipping through a book about flowers. He glances up at the sound of heavy footsteps entering the room. It's rude to interrupt people when they're reading, you know. Rude? Oh, well, I've been called worse. A hulking werewolf Igneous steps into the light, a toothy grin spreading across his face. Name's Lunos, though, and you, Mr. Librarian, are coming with me. Anyway, let's keep going on our ride. There are 7 dreamers altogether, all Halcrea: panther, wolf, ram, jackal, seal, hawk, and a horse. The dreamers managed to do what the Stanvalians couldn't, take down the dragons and seal them away, ending the war. One rumour is that they had some kind of power over the dragons, though there's no record of what exactly it was. It still doesn't really tell us anything we don't know. It kinda sounds like we're still missing some crucial details of the story. For sure. There was one more thing I found in the city. There were some ancient depictions of the dreamers, but there was something else shown too. They looked like half dragons. There's a moment of silence in the train car. That's not possible. I mean, is it? The dragons were sealed away, right? Yes, but it never really mentions how. Quite suddenly, Damien stands, grabbing for the door handle of the train car. Hey, where you going? I'm not feeling well. He begins pulling the door open. I'll be back. There's a long pause between everyone in the car. What's that about? Not sure. Noreko silently bites her lip. Noreko knows. Outside the compartment, Damien hurries down the hallway and to the next train car. It appears to be the luggage car, judging by all the suitcases and chests within. He leans against the wall, taking deep breaths, trying to get his heartbeat to slow down, and squeezes his eyes shut. They snap back open when the vision of the fangs from his dream forces itself into his mind. They can't know. It can't happen again. I won't let it. Oh, hey. Fancy meeting you here. You stowing away too? These guys. Damien nearly jumps out of his skin at the sight of Farrow, Adrian and Triv poking their heads out from behind the pile of luggage. What, seriously? I thought we got rid of you guys. Yeah, there's a lot of people on this train. Later that day, they exit the train at Red Cross Station. Rizza gestures broadly toward the massive structure. How did we not see this place the last time we were here? They head out of the city, along with Mayor Farrow and friends, who had clearly invited themselves along. Christoph had cited business with his grandfather and left in the taxi. As they step through the city gates, Rizza glances off into the distance and pauses, squinting at something. What's that? Rizza points above a tree line. Is that smoke? Luna furrows her brow and follows Rizza's gaze and gasps. That's, what? What's wrong? I've got to go. I'll meet you back at the base. Luna takes off at full speed, leaving nothing but a cloud of dust in her wake. Luna, wait! But her guardian's already out of earshot and nearly out of sight. What was that about? I've got no idea. Should we go after her? We'd never catch her. Yeah, but I figured I should offer. Okay, let's just go back, I guess. I'm sure she'll catch up. Was that like a smoke signal or something? Is that so? I was just back at the library. Totem holds up a book he'd been leafing through. Oh, but wouldn't you rather stay here and read this with me? It's quite a good, fascinating plot. Luna squints at the title of the book. It reads A Scientific Encyclopedia of Flowers and Plants. No, it don't work like that. They can either come quietly or... Oh, he threw the book, ow. Luna staggers back as the broadside of the large book smashes onto his nose. I highly recommend that book. Luna snarls at the librarian, who's now on his feet, smirk on his face. It's really very useful. You're gonna regret that, old man. He swipes his claws at the old man, who deftly sidesteps it with a pirouette. Oh, you have to do better than that. Luna bares his teeth again, barreling toward the librarian. Totem dodges again, and Luna slams into a bookshelf. My, you're clumsy. Are you sure you wouldn't rather read with me in here? Suddenly, there's a wooden groan from the large bookshelf as it begins to tip. Oh, it fell on top of him. Ow. As they walk through the front door of the base, Rouse quickly scrambles off of the couch, trying to look dignified. Oh, back at base. Greetings. You've obtained new companions, I see. Who's that? Your pet? More like a housemaid. At least he kept it clean. He runs his finger along the countertop. No dust. Did you not think I would? We had our doubts. I'm insulted. Say, where's Luna? She'd have found a reason to berate me by now. Oh yeah, it was super weird. There was some smoke off in the distance, and she just took off toward it. Didn't tell us why. Any ideas? Rouse frowns. Which way was it? You can still see it if you go outside. I'm not great with directions. It's to the west. Right, that way. Rouse's frown deepens and steps to a window. He squints at the plume of smoke and gasps. That's, okay, that's what Luna said too. What is it? You mean you don't know? That's the direction that Luna's forest is in. That's not good. Fire! Luna hurries through the haze of smoke and ash, using her bandana to breathe through. The fire was mostly over by the time she arrived, having fizzled out when it got to a river and ran out of fuel. Finally, she arrives at her destination. There isn't much left of the little log cabin that had been nestled in the woods, save for the stone wall around it and a few roof panels. She hadn't been the one to build it originally, but it was what she'd called home for a long time. Oh, this is her house. It was just some careless travellers. Luna turns to see the old man approaching, walking stick leaving indentations in the ash. They didn't do a good job of putting their campfire out. It was dry, so once it started it spread quickly. There was nothing you could have done. I know that. But now, I really have nothing to go back to. Not my pack, not Lunos, not even this place. Uroji scratches his beard. It's just as well. That girl needs you. They all do. Have you been spying on us with your magic tricks again? Of course. Also, I believe you've met my grandson. He filled me in. Oh, I see. So, what are you going to do? Do I have any other choice other than being a babysitter? No, not really. Then it's that, I suppose. Luna pauses, frowning. You know, we still don't know what the point of all this is. There's nothing to indicate a need for these dreamers, not to mention that they're barely more than children. If things really do get dangerous, should they really be the ones in the middle of it? I know that. I don't like it either, but there's a reason they're here and a reason it's them. That much I know. The rest I'm sure will come to light soon enough. As Luna disappears from sight into the haze of smoke, back in the direction of the base, Chris stumbles out of the ashen forest, wheezing. You walk really fast for an old man. No, you're just slow for a young one. Anyway, I've seen what I needed to see. Let's go. But I just got... Oh, never mind. What now? Something's been bothering me. I think we should pay my old friend Totem a visit. You mean the librarian in Rosenthal? Why him? There's something he was looking into a while back that could be related to this dreamer business. I hate to say it, but the wolf's right. This is a mystery that needs solving sooner rather than later. Okay. Uroji begins moving back in the direction they came. And keep up this time, boy. Yes, grandfather. Off they go. The bookshelf shudders as it's pushed back into an upright position, the last few volumes toppling out onto the floor. Stupid bookshelf. Stupid library. Stupid old... Oh. Oh no. He stares down at the pile of books on the floor and the old man lying face down in a pool of blood beneath him. He's utterly still, no breath escaping him. Lunos rubs his chin. Well, this is a bit of a problem. What am I going to bring the boss now? Mr. Totem, sir? I thought I heard a... Monty freezes in the doorway of the room, taking in the huge wolf and the pile of books on the ground. What's happening here? Who are you? Luna scratches his head, squinting at the boy in the doorway. Oh, right, the apprentice kid. A fang-filled grin creeps onto the werewolf's face as he takes a step forward, and Monty compulsively steps back. Well, it was supposed to be the librarian, but you'll do. Okay, Monty got kidnapped, he got taken, and that is the end of chapter 10. So that is a cliffhanger and a half. Okay, and that is Dreamcatcher Reflections for the time being. And this is Ushio signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.